The culminating project for this class is the Virtual Research Handbook. But don't panic, it's not due until close to the end of the semester. So I've come up with a way to help you tame that monkey on your back. For this week, you'll be developing part of the handbook. I'm calling it the Pre-Virtual Handbook, that I will evaluate and return to you with feedback. Then you'll have time to make corrections and add the final parts and turn the whole thing in when it's due. The Virtual Research Handbook, the whole thing, is intended to be used by the students and staff at an elementary or secondary school. It will include resources in the school and reflect the research philosophy and school curriculum. Ideally, it will be for a school where you're actually working now, but if you're not, or if you plan to change positions sometime in the future, it can be written more generally in anticipation of adapting it to your future situation. You'll want to write it in terms appropriate to the students in your school and in a format accessible electronically. Now, this allows for ubiquitous access, and I love that term, ubiquitous access. It means access for all your users simultaneously if you need to at any time. And it makes it a lot easier if it's an electronic format for you to make changes when you need to later. The final handbook should be and include the following components: general information about the library, including a map, guidelines of the research process, locating and evaluating resources along with suggestions of specific reference sources that are available, and a section on plagiarism and citing sources. Now that's guidelines for your students. For this week, you'll develop the general information section and one of the remaining 3 sections of your choosing that I just listed. Now, it'll be a good idea to check the scoring guide for this week's specific pre-virtual handbook and the sample handbooks posted under week 15. Generally, my examples are all student projects, but this time I'm including real-life examples of research handbooks. Now, you can get ideas from these and use them in your project. You want to adapt them to your own situation. And remember, you can borrow them, but be sure to give those sources credit in your handbook. You do not need to have a reference list at the end of the handbook, but use in-text citations to give credit to your sources. Together, we'll take this project step by step, and hopefully you'll have a really useful tool to use in your school when we're done. And that monkey just doesn't look so scary anymore. Kind of cute, really. Have a great week.